So tell me, Lisa, how did you end up becoming a visionary artist? Tell us your story.
Well, I've always been an artist, like from the probably 5 years old, and um, I ended up eventually when I went to college. I took graphic design. I wanted to be in fine arts, but I took graphic design so that I could have a job after graduating. So by trade, I'm a graphic designer and a website designer. But fine arts was always my passion. So it was probably in like 2005 I started getting back into painting, but it wasn't until 2000 and probably 11 that the spirits started coming through my paintings. So I have um, actual faces that come through. I cannot paint faces, and that was always frustrating for me. So one day I just said, angels help me out. And I left and I came back, and literally the painting was filled with faces, and they just kept popping out. And I was just so excited. And from that point on, I knew that it was something pretty amazing.
More than just a standard painting, right? There was more coming through. So that was when you noticed that you were actually channeling divine into the paintings.
Well, I was lucky enough to have people around me who understood that a bit more and could kind of express to me what was actually happening. So that kind of what helped me become more confident in what I do.
They saw your unique talent before you maybe noticed it within yourself.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, God works through people, right? So, wow, so cool. So how does that all work? Like, do you just build a painting and sell it to somebody, or do you do a different process for painting a piece for people?
Well, I have kind of two different types. One is more for the world, not the world, like universal. So I could have an idea that needs to come out on a painting, which will draw certain people. And then I have another version of painting, which would be a commission that actually brings in their soul essence. So one's more personal and the other one's more universal, so it applies to anyone who views it.
Okay, so tell me about this commissioning process. What does that look like?
Usually people first understand what I do, but basically I bring in the energy of that person's soul to help up-level them, maybe put them back on their path if they've gotten off their path, or just raise their consciousness. So it's kind of like unlocking the next layer of their journey and their path. And I don't really know how it happens, but I see when people receive the painting, they immediately see things in that painting that are dear to them. So it kind of affirms that what I do is real.
Yeah, okay. So they don't really give you the information of what they want. They kind of give you an idea. Like, how long is your interview with them in the beginning to know where to start with the painting?
I don't have to interview them.
You just feel them?
Yeah, I don't have to know them. I mean, usually it happens that I will meet them because, it's an investment in yourself. So, it'll just come through. I don't need to meet them, but.
Interesting. So you get downloads, you create their paintings. How long does it take you to create their painting?
It can take between 1 and 3 months, because I don't paint every day. I just paint when I'm called to, because it has to sit in the energy. So a lot of times I'll paint what that person is currently going through and kind of transmuting it so that they can move on quicker in their journey. So like keys and codes will drop in. I don't know, I don't see them, I don't I mean, I'm attuned to it, but it comes in through the canvas, and it emits it, so it's like a frequency, like what the beds do, what the lights do, what the sound does. It's all the same thing. In your case, you can feel it and you can see it, and it's same with my paintings. You can feel it and you can see it, but the invisible is what's actually working on you. So.
Yeah, and it is incredible, the invisible, and how you can feel your paintings. Like, they are, I've never experienced artwork like this. Like, have you ever met another artist along the way that creates healing visionary artwork?
I haven't. I'm sure they're out there, but I haven't met them. I'm more of a, I stay in my lane. I kind of focus on what I'm doing and not worry about what other people are doing, because then you'll start to compare yourself, and so that's not what it's about.
It is just so unique. Like, I've never heard of anything like this, and I feel like all artwork is healing art, but yours, the codes and the faces and the spirit guides and the complexity of these paintings, like, they just seem so layered and juicy,
multidimensional.
So you use layers to paint, and when you're doing it in stages, it comes out that way?
So the first layer is always with my hands. So I'll put down, like, I already have a vision of what I think the painting's going to be, and I kind of start there, and it creates itself in my head. And that takes a bit of time, and then sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it's longer, but it's all of a sudden one day it's gonna be, okay, it's go time. And then I've already had the colors picked out, so I put the paint down, and then I just use my hands, the energy from my hands to paint the first layer. And that's when all the spirits, that's when your energy starts coming through, although your energy's immediate as soon as we have that energy exchange. You'll start changing while I'm painting. Like, I've seen it happen.
Oh my goodness. So the moment you guys come together on a commissioning project, their healing journey begins.
Because they're committing to
their health and wellness. So, and does it offer you any healing when you're painting?
Oh yeah, for sure, because I go through what they need to, I kind of transmute what they need to the energy, like I release it kind of. And so I could, let's say someone was hurt from a breakup, and something could come through that is very sad, and the colors are sad, and I work through that. I can cry through that. I can do whatever, and then I'm done. So then the next layer goes on. So it's quite a process. So I've had some interesting moments.
I bet. Wow. So when you deliver a commissioned painting, like, what happens? Like, how, like, are you there when the customer gets it? You deliver it personally in most cases?
Oh yeah. Or they come and pick it up. But I always, it's amazing, because sometimes I get concerned that someone's not gonna like it, because there's always those people. But I think the ones that truly invest in themselves and trust that it's gonna be what it's supposed to, I mean, they're so emotional, and when they take it home and they're with it, that's when they start seeing things that represent them, like that their heart connects to. So it's pretty amazing.
It's just more is revealed for them as it unfolds.
And I hear back from people, over the months, sharing with me what has come through, and I get to see how their life's changing. So it's pretty amazing.
So your paintings are each a practitioner on their own,
right? Yeah.
And you're basically the messenger.
Well, I guess, it would be just like you know, when someone does a reading, they bring through their energy.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe it's on much higher dimensions, like it's their higher self wanting them to go through this. So because they're powerful, they want them to know they're powerful. And that's where we've all been lost, right? We think we're these little people with nothing, but your higher self wants you to see how grand you are. And so that, yeah, I mean, it's always been beautiful, everything that comes through, because it's all about love.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can feel that with every painting that we have here at Heart of Healing. It's all love. So about these paintings that we have here, these are for sale, but these are different than the commissioned paintings. The commissions are very specific to the individual and what your downloads are.
Yeah.
These ones come across what way?
They come across usually from an idea that comes into my head, but I'm sure it's another channel of I need to create a painting for someone out there. I don't know who it is, but it's also universal. So anyone that looks at it will see something that they need healed, or they don't know why, but they're drawn to it, and it's because these paintings still have the same codes and keys that come in, and the energy to heal. So I call them my practitioners, because people need to see that they could be human just like you, because they have the same healing properties as healers.
Any healer would. Yeah.
It's taking them from 2D to multidimensional.
So one of the things that I noticed, Lisa and I did a sidewalk promotion one day. We were downstairs on the sidewalk, and we had two paintings, I believe this one and one other one, on either side of we had a cold plunge set up downstairs, but the paintings were there, and the children. So it was a busy day in Okotoks. We had the taste of Okotoks going on, but the kids, like, they would walk by, and the kids, like, the parents were actually pulling them because the kids were so drawn to your artwork. It's like they haven't been fully programmed, and they really saw the magic that was inside of your paintings.
Yes, totally. They felt the energy of it, because they still have a little bit of that left in them. They recognize. Yeah, kids are the best.
Yeah, that was an eye-opening moment for me. Like, I have known from the moment I met your paintings that they're magical and mystical, but seeing that the light in children's eyes when they looked upon them was like, yeah,
and that's another avenue I'd like to go down, is painting soul essences of the children to help the parents understand them more. You know, like, it's going to be a whole other level, kind of.
I love that.
I think children are the ones that truly need help through this, because they actually know where we're headed. They know the amazing part of it, and it's kind of like will help them be able to be in this energy, because it's tough out there for parents that don't understand what's going on. The kids do. They might not vocalize it, but they know what's happening, and they came here to actually help the adults. So I think that would be amazing. I'd love to do children.
Yeah, it's very limitless, right?
Yeah, I can do this for a business. So I could bring in the essence of what your business, like the heart of your business, right? And hang it on the wall, and then you'll draw the right people in that are supposed to be here. It's just so
it's so much more than I ever thought the world of art would be. So we are lucky enough to have 7 of Lisa's paintings here at Heart of Healing. Each one of them has their own write-up from their own, the practitioner that they are each. The downloaded words that have come through, they each have their own story, and then also in addition to that, they have Lisa's story. So her interpretation of the vision of the painting, which to me is that is so cool, because it's like, okay, no, the painting speaks itself, you have been divinely chosen to download these paintings, and then you're just giving your perspective.
Right.
Wild. Wild.
Well, I'd like to hear your story about the ancestors.
Yeah. So one of the paintings that we have here is, it's called Our Ancestors. And we just purchased a new track here called Strength from Our Ancestors. And the first time that I tried this track, I moved the Ancestors painting into our room. So we have mystical healing water beds here, vibroacoustic, light, sound, and vibration. And so the reason Lisa brought these paintings here to use Heart of Healing as a gallery is because our healing system is very similar to the way that your stuff comes through with the geometrical patterning and the fractalizations. So it just seemed like the perfect place for the paintings to be. So when we purchased this new track, we took in the Ancestors painting, and it just completely melded into our journey. So the same colors, the same geometrical patternings, the feelings of it, they all came through, and they all resonated and landed for both myself and the person that I was doing the journey with. But there's more. Like, we have a painting in the big room called Peace Portal. And Peace Portal is the Okotoks erratic, the big rock that we have here, painted in Lisa's interpretation, or the download that came through. And many people come into Heart of Healing for a vibroacoustic journey and get settled into the beds, and they don't notice this Peace Portal painting that is on the wall in our healing room. And then when they wake up from their journey, or they come back from wherever they've been, they look over, notice the painting, and then they're blown away that the painting has made its way into their journey. And they saw the rock, and they saw the ships, and they saw dolphins maybe whatever, or white light. So these paintings are a lot more powerful than your standard painting, that is for sure. So did you have anything to say?
Well, I just want to talk about my first session here. It was absolutely amazing, and that actually is what helped me push myself further from the sound beds, because I was able to experience seeing what my paintings do. So the sacred geometry, the sound, the vibration, that started me animating my paintings to show what the sound beds can do. So it was the most exciting day for me.
Right. So then following that, you sent me the animation of Lionsgate, which is an animation that you can find on Lisa Kubik's socials, your social channels. And I'm going to go around and take pictures and post of all the practitioner paintings that we have here, including the animation. But so your experience here elevated your connection to your artwork.
Right. So what my artwork does for people, your sound does for me. So it's all connected.
Wow.
But because I'm always in this energy of the painting, it's the sound. I've always been drawn to sound. So it's the sound that always helps me get into that state. So everything works together.
Wild. So what if somebody wanted to buy one of these paintings that we have here?
They can just contact me, or they can contact you and get my information, and we can set it up.
Off we go.
I can deliver, or you can come to my home gallery and check out all my other stuff.
Cool. So when you do your commissions, you get your downloads, and you completely specifically paint a painting for somebody.
Yeah.
Do these just go out as they are, or do you do something to these before they go to their person?
It depends on, lots of times I'll upgrade paintings. So I have a certain client who has quite a few of my paintings, and we're kind of on the same, we connect the same, and she understands energy. So I will upgrade those paintings with more sacred geometry, or whatever comes through, I'll do things visible, but I know that whatever's coming through me, because I upgrade after I paint another painting, right? So I upgrade and I bring in more information, so then I can add more to the older paintings. So that's kind of, that's another service that I offer.
Interesting. So just because somebody purchases a painting and it gets delivered and you've already had the process, it doesn't mean that that's the end of your journey with the painting.
Right. If they want an upgrade with the energy or of the new energy, then I take it back and then I do whatever's supposed to happen. And lots of times I do have lots of paintings that aren't complete, only because if someone sees it and falls in love with it, I can actually add a little bit of their soul essence into it, so that it's kind of then it's more. It's more. It's more.
I just love that. So, in closing, I guess, why did you choose Heart of Healing as your gallery?
Because you're like me. You're like we are both heart-centered, and the moment we met, we were like soul sisters. We knew each other, and everyone that works here is, I wouldn't even say it's work. It's people love who they are and what they do, and that is what I was looking for. And the energy in here matches the paintings, and the people here match the energy of where this world is going. So I highly recommend coming here.
Yeah. You can come here to see the artwork, but you can also come here for hugs and cold plunges and sound baths and Akashic record readings and Reiki, a whole bunch of things. But yes, in particular, if you are interested in Lisa Kubik's artwork, the current offering that she has, or any commissioning, you can get a hold of me here at Heart of Healing through my website. There's my phone number, my email address. Every way to get a hold of me is there. Or you can also go to Lisa's website, which is just lisakubik.com.
Or any of my social media is like Lisa Kubik Artist. That's what I go by. So
and Kubik is
Kubik.
Kubik. So lisakubik.com. Heartofhealing.ca. And I think that's basically it. And I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you.